Yeah, it's awesome that you said all that funny stuff before you hit record.
It's on the stream, bruh.
Okay.
All right. I'll
Right.
send you the audio.
Oh, okay.
Are
Are you going to mispronounce every word tonight?
What is wrong with you?
Chip, I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
I love that.
Welcome to Irritable Dad Syndrome. We don't know what we're doing, but we do it anyway. Give it up for your hosts, Mike and Darin.
Hey, I'm Mike.
I'm Darin.
You're listening to Irritable Dad Syndrome. This is episode 143. We're glad you're here.
Yeah, welcome to the show.
If you like what we do, come to our website, www.irritable... Wait, for the boomers. http
Backslash.
www period.
Dot.
Irritable Dad Syndrome. No spaces in any of that. .com.
Now, is it all caps? Or upper, lower?
Lowercase.
Okay,
All lowercase.
yeah, all lowercase.
But if it's caps, it's fine. It just it means we can hear you better when you type it. Go there. And when you go there, there's links to follow us on Facebook, follow us on the Twitter, follow us on Instagram.
Every episode we've ever done.
All those things all of it. We tape this live. We record this live. I'm sorry.
It goes
Let me switch back to the millennial side.
Yeah.
And you can be a part of that. You can follow our Twitch channel. If you follow our Facebook, Twitter, any of those things, you get the live announcements. So when we go live, you'll get a link right there on your phone.
Boom.
Put a sound in there, and you click it, and here you are. You can type things. It shows up on the screen. It causes consternation because it's like, should we leave that in the video?
Causes what?
Consternation.
Okay.
That's it's like a constellation, but there's more arguing involved. How you doing?
I'm great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Longtime listeners should know the past month I gave up Monster Energy drinks.
Until tonight.
Tonight
Good
I am
Lord.
knee deep in one.
Ooh, yeah.
Ultra Peachy King. God bless America.
Yeah.
And part of the reason I did that is because I've had one hell of a day.
Yeah.
And I didn't eat lunch.
Oh,
until maybe an hour before you came in. It just
that screws me up.
Messes me all up. So I thought, what better way to enter into this podcast than with super high blood sugar? Because I also got one of them Long John donuts.
Ooh,
snarf that down.
Snarf.
You know the UDF?
Yeah,
I got it there.
Okay,
I had it eaten before I got to the red light. I did.
You can. That's like 10 feet away.
You turn out of it. Because one of the things that makes a donut last longer and you enjoy it longer is you take a bite, you take a drink of something, you take a bite. I literally just, as soon as the first bite was mashed up enough to go to the back of my mouth, not swallowed, to the back, I'm eating the next bite. And it was literally all gone.
So you're chewing in the front while you're swallowing in the back.
That's what she said.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah. Tonight, I have a couple of corrections to make for an episode we did a couple of weeks ago. I'm going to get into that. And my family and I watched an old school Keanu Reeves movie that we're going to review.
I'm going to love
good
this.
Good times.
Our art department is gnashing at the bit to be able to put together the art for this episode.
My oldest son went to the prom. Okay?
That's awesome.
Yeah. He looked kick-ass in his tuxedo. It was just really, really cool. He went to the prom, had a great time, and was telling us all about it. And the next day, I went to return his tuxedo. Now, something that I've mentioned a couple weeks ago is he broke his wrist.
Yeah.
So we go to pick up the tuxedo, right? And he can't get his arm into the sleeve of the tuxedo because of the cast.
Oh, okay.
So we're like, what are we going to do? And Rachel, the lady who works there, was just fantastic. She goes, okay, let's see what we can find. And so she gets a bigger jacket that's not huge. It's not like he looks like David Burns from the Talking Heads. David Byrne.
David Byrne. Did he start asking where's his beautiful
Same
house?
As it ever was.
Same
as it ever was, yeah. So
this is not my tuxedo top.
This is not my prom. So she finds him a tux jacket that fits, the shirt, and all that stuff because we got the obstacle of the broken wrist.
Yeah.
We go to pick it up, and the jacket, we cannot get the arm in through the sleeve of the jacket. And another guy is there. So he's working with us, and he says, well, I mean, what you can do is, you could just like wear the jacket or just kind of carry it over your arm because he's going to be at the prom. He's not wearing the jacket anyway.
Yeah.
And I said, we're paying $250 for this tuxedo.
Yes.
He's going to wear the jacket all night. He's going to sleep in it, and he's going to wear it when we drive it back on Sunday to drop it off.
Yeah, like the Phantom of the Opera, like make it like a cape thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I'm like, he is wearing the jacket.
Yeah.
So, and the guy's like, there's not really a whole lot we can do. And I was like, yeah, there is. There is. So I said, because when we were here to try it on and get measured, the jacket fit. It went over the sleeve.
Yeah.
So he goes in the back and he finds the jacket that the people use to try on. And we put that on. He goes, tell you what, can I let you use this jacket? Absolutely. So we used that jacket, and he did give us a different shirt because the collar on the shirt that he was wearing was just huge. And he found us one with a better collar that fit, that they worked with us. Really cool tuxedo. So I go and I bring it back on Sunday, and I walk in and I hand it in, and they said, how did everything go? And I was mentioning to the ladies that work there, we had a little bit of difficulty getting the arm through the jacket, and there was some cross looks like, who measured you and something. The lady
you almost got somebody fired, didn't you?
No, I mean, I didn't. I wasn't dissatisfied at all. The lady who worked there, who measured Jacob, was there that day, and she was there when I returned it. And she comes over, and I'm like, I'm not dissatisfied at all. The other guy took care of us. Okay, we got a jacket that fit. We got a shirt that fit.
Yeah.
I'm not upset. I don't know why you're looking at her like you're upset, but I'm not upset at all.
If I may, if this took place in Russia, this would be around the time that the guy comes into the room with the leather jacket, and you hear.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. So I was like, I'm not upset. I said, we were taken care of. We got the tuxedo, and we're bringing it back, and this is the try-on jacket, and this is the other jacket.
Yeah.
So everything was fine. Well, the lady, Rachel, she looks at my T-shirt. I'm wearing a Wompers All Beef Footlong Hot Dog T-shirt. And not only does she say, I like that shirt, she says, I want that shirt. I want that shirt. I said, well, you can get one at irritabledadsyndrome.com. Unlike you who go, hey, it's just a shirt that, Said, yeah, you can get one. And she goes, what is it? And I told her all about the podcast, and it's the main sponsor for our show.
Yeah.
And, you can get all the merch and everything. And she says, I'm buying one. I said, I really don't think you are. She goes, no, I will. I said, prove me wrong.
Our market research shows, and I have the numbers to prove it. We had 980 something people commented, excited. I love this shirt, calling their friends over. Look at this shirt. This is an amazing shirt. And I was watching the numbers of people. They would go view the shirt.
Yeah.
No one ever bought the shirt. And then I got excited. Because we got a sale.
Right.
And I called you, Darin, somebody just bought the shirt. And you're like, I totally just bought the shirt. Yeah.
It was me. I bought one.
Yeah.
So on Wednesday, she told me, on Wednesday, that's my day off. I don't know why she has to wait for her day off.
Buying a shirt.
To buy something on the internet.
That's
but so Wednesday, Mike, I want you to look
tomorrow
and let me know if she in fact bought one.
Okay.
So a Wompers T-shirt should be sold on Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm so
and by the way,
excited.
if you would like a Wompers All Beef Footlong Hot Dog T-shirt, you can get one at irritabledadsyndrome.com. Just go to where it says shop, and they have them in all different sizes and all different colors, and it's a good thing.
This portion of our show is brought to you by Wompers All Beef Footlong Hot Dogs. Hi, I'm Dave Lay. Having a party? Well, nothing livens up a get-together like some ice-cold beer, funky tunes, and a couple of packs of Wompers All Beef Footlong Hot Dogs.
That's right.
Wompers are packed full of flavor and have no fillers or preservatives. There's no doubt about it, Wompers will turn your hot dog party into a big old hot dog party. And remember, get a ruler and measure it yourself. If your hot dog isn't a foot long, you'll get your money back. Guaranteed. Back to you fellas in the studio.
Dabney Coleman should have had a band. Is he still alive? Is he still with us?
I think so. Yeah, I think Dabney Coleman is
I
still
love Dabney Coleman so much. One of the reasons that I want this to take off and for us to get famous.
So Dabney Coleman will be on the show?
Yeah, I want to have Dabney Coleman.
We want to get Dabney Coleman's attention.
Dude, it doesn't get much better than the days when he was in 9 to 5.
9 to 5.
And then also Cloak and Dagger. Remember Cloak and Dagger? He was Jack Flack.
I don't. But I do remember that night. It was on Jeopardy, celebrities named Dabney, and I swept that category.
Ah, waka waka waka.
That's back when men were men.
Oh, yeah.
Dabney. And there were men named Dabney walking.
Can you his mom? Damn it, Dabney, get in this house.
But that's the thing. Like, so I grew up in a super redneck, super masculine area. And someone, we're watching a new Rambo movie tonight.
Was Dabney Coleman in
No,
Rambo?
no.
Oh, that was Stallone.
But this is the crew, Dabney Stallone.
Gotcha. Yeah.
That's the type of crew And then a Dabney Coleman movie would come on, and those guys would say, "There's Dabney Coleman. He's a real man." Like Dabney.
No, they wouldn't.
They wouldn't.
Nobody.
That's because a Dabney Coleman movie never came on channels.
Nobody ever thought like, what, that sissy, but nobody ever. It's like Dabney Coleman was never in contention for, they didn't like, who's going to be a star in Die Hard?
Let me ask you this.
Wow, what about Dabney Coleman?
Let me ask you this.
Okay.
Fight. Dabney Coleman versus Gene Hackman. Who wins?
Gene Hackman.
Beat the fuck out of Dabney Coleman. Dabney would fight dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gene Hackman would sweep the floor with him.
He would snarl. He'd give that snarl like the one in Hoosiers, like when he's about to go off on the alcohol, Dennis Hopper.
A couple weeks ago,
Uh-huh.
we had Haywood Banks on the show.
We did.
Haywood Banks, legendary comedian, singer, songwriter extraordinaire. He was a fantastic guest.
He was.
Yeah, and I wanted to mention something. And this is how cool the guy was. He recorded an original song for us. He played it. He was, for the interview, he was on his phone. So it's not like he had a great setup with the microphone and everything. He was recording on his phone. Now, when he started singing this song, "Never Pick Up a Person by the Head."
And over time you're bound to find your friends won't want to hang around. It's best to do just what your mother said. Never pick up a person by the head.
Hysterical. Which, by the way, I still got that song stuck in my head. He recorded it, and the guitar kept dropping out. And I told him, I said, your audio kept cutting in and out. Is there any way we can get a clean recording of the song and we can put it into the show? And he says, I will get you something.
Okay.
So I was looking around just in case he wasn't able to. And I found a recording of him doing it on the Bob and Tom show. He was in Cincinnati on opening day.
Okay.
I reached out to him and I said, "Listen, I found the version of you singing this on the Bob and Tom show. Is it okay with you? Do I have permission to use this on our show?" Okay, because all the other clips that he gave us permission to use were stand-up routines that he did in clubs and something else. I wasn't going to use any Bob and Tom stuff because I didn't want to infringe on the Bob and Tom show.
Yeah.
And he says, "I will record you a clean version and I'll get it to you by this time."
Okay.
Well, he wasn't able to. And he says, "I'm sorry, I couldn't do it, but go ahead and use that clip that you found."
Okay.
So that was very cool for him to do that.
Bess and I started a new show. It is Rabbit Hole.
Oh, with Kiefer Sutherland.
Yeah. Now, and a couple things I want to, I don't want to spoil anything, and I can't because we've only watched one episode. If anything, all y'all can spoil it for me because there's multiple episodes out.
They're only on like episode 4, right? Something like that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's on, again, we were like, why do we have Paramount Plus? So, we talked a couple weeks ago. We've been watching Survivor, the first season. Stop Your Judgment, Richard Hatch. We know he wins. We know he goes to prison, but still, it's a good show.
Yeah,
and we're looking around.
It was a good show.
Okay, and we see an ad for Rabbit Hole, and I swear I thought it was 24. Like they're bringing 24 back.
Yeah.
And then it said Rabbit Hole. And me and Bess looked at each other and like, you want to watch Rabbit Hole? We can watch Rabbit Hole. Because we watched 24 like psychopaths.
Yeah,
we were
me too.
Boot, 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 boot. Tony Almeida is running through the thing. Yeah, we're all over it.
Chloe. Yeah.
So a couple of thoughts that ran through my head while watching this show. And this happens... The first bit happens every time we watch the first episode of any show. Is an inordinate amount of time is spent as the episode's going. Hey, isn't that the guy? That's the guy. No, that guy right there. And he's talking. He's saying things that are important for the plot, but we don't hear it.
Because
that's the guy from Ozark. From Ozark. Yeah, the guy from Ozark, the FBI guy. Yeah, well, I don't know, because that guy had black hair and this guy is brown. Well, they could be dyeing his hair. His facial features are the same. His eyes, because I remember his eyes were like a certain distance apart. You remember his eyes? It looked weird because he could look around the thing. Oh, yeah, I remember that. And you would like see his ear. In that one scene, his ear was sticking out. And then that's when Marty was complaining the FBI is going to take him down. It's like, yeah, there's the FBI guy. And then he had that affair with the other guy.
Right.
And you didn't even know that they went that way, but they did.
And
then Ozark went crazy.
Yeah.
And then somebody
and
shot somebody.
You're like,
that
what?
guy, is that him?
Yeah.
And then she's like, I don't think, no, because he Well, he doesn't look like him because he was tall. Now this guy's sitting behind the desk. And then he stands
now
up.
the show's half over.
The show's half over. He
Yeah.
stands up like, see, he's the tall guy. He's the tall, his eyes, it's everything. He's a little less hair because Ozark was a while ago.
long time
This
ago,
is
yeah.
a new show.
Yeah.
I think that's him.
Yeah.
And then the next time he shows up, I'm like, I don't know if that's him. I don't know if that's that guy.
Do you not keep IMDb on your phone?
Because
I've started doing that.
I've stopped doing that, and
Yeah.
I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because I would, instead of interrupting the show for myself and
Mm-hmm.
looking at IMDb and getting lost, I want to get everybody in the room lost with me. And I think it's better for family conversation if you
Right.
have those conversations. So that's one thing that happened.
Okay.
The other thing that happened is I remember thinking, man, Donald Sutherland must be very proud of Kiefer.
I would think
He
so.
would be so proud of it. Because
Yeah.
Donald Sutherland, I don't know if you know this, he's
Yeah.
an actor.
Yes, he is.
He's in such things as The Hunger Games.
He was in MASH.
Was he in MASH?
He was in the movie MASH. Yeah.
He was in
Hunger Games.
Hunger Games.
Mhm.
And
MASH.
Yeah. And then that other movie where he kind of whispers while he talks.
He was in Backdraft,
Okay. I
where
never saw
he did
Backdraft.
he was the guy who burned things, right?
Mhm.
He was the pyromaniac.
Yeah.
And he was up for parole.
Yeah.
And so they're talking to him like, have you rehabilitated yourself? Yes, I have. I totally. Yeah. And I feel like I'm not going to commit any of those crimes anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm a much better person now. Okay. And then Robert De Niro says, what do you want to do with the world? And Sutherland says, I want to watch it burn. What? Okay.
So,
Enough questions. And he's
Yeah.
like, damn it.
yeah.
Which, it was cool, but
Yeah.
I'm like, it's okay.
Yeah.
little
So,
forced on the
yeah.
script. Yeah.
Donald Sutherland has that look about him, kind of like Christopher Walken, like the character, when they come on the screen, you're thinking, that guy's seen some
Uh-huh.
That guy's been through some stuff. I think he must be proud of Kiefer because Kiefer now looks like Donald Sutherland did back in the day.
Yes.
And it's like, I wonder if they sit around and they compare movies. If he's like, hey, Dad, I was in 24 and it was like super popular. Now I'm in Rabbit Hole. I was a young gun. I was in Flatliners. And you were the guy in Hunger Games
Yeah.
with the hair. And all you had to do was look mad at the camera every once in a while.
Yeah.
And he's like, I was in MASH. And then Kiefer's like, nobody watched MASH.
I doubt seriously that they're in competition with each other.
Probably not.
Kiefer, I would imagine, and Kiefer Sutherland, if you ever want to be a guest on this show,
Feel free.
we would love to talk to you about this.
You can tell how wonderful it would be
But
to be
I
a guest on
imagine
this
that
show.
he's like, hell, I'm never going to do anything half as good as what my father did.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's what
I
I'm
don't know
guessing.
about that.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
say season 3 of 24 was pretty close. Pretty
Uh-huh.
good. Anyway, I thought that.
Yeah.
The show itself, Rabbit Hole, is good.
Yeah.
It's and Bess and I at the same moment, about 2 minutes before the episode ends, both said, in her defense, she said, "What the butt," and I said, "What the," at the same time in unison.
Okay.
And we looked at each other, and do you want to watch the next episode? It's like,
We've been doing that with Yellowstone.
okay.
We are almost at the end of season 2 of Yellowstone, and it has got to the point where, like, oh my God, start the next episode. Start it. Start it now.
So before you go to Yellowstone, because I do want to talk about Yellowstone.
Well, that's all I want to say. It's
Okay.
ridiculously intense.
So this one, we haven't, like, normally what I do when I get excited for something, I spoil the shit out of it for myself.
Right.
Like, I'm the guy that when the show starts, oh yeah, this is the one about the guy that does the thing and the stuff, and here's
Oh
he's gonna
man,
do
that
the
guy,
this
he is
stuff.
great.
Yeah. This one, we have no idea. When we started, we had no idea what the show's about. Nothing. And it starts out with like this, they're doing a thing, like a heist thing. I'm renowned for my descriptive abilities.
Jesus, he's doing a thing.
They're doing-
and there's like other people there, and
It's
they're
like
also doing things. Wow.
They're trying to get something. Like he's with a group of people, where like they're all like looking at each other. You remember the first Mission Impossible when
bored me to tears.
when Tom Cruise is walking around and Emilio's up on the elevator and everybody else is in that dinner party and they're all looking at each other and you can tell they're on the same team and they're scheming, but you don't know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
That's how this is. They're doing a thing.
Okay.
They're doing a scheme. And he gets out of the scheme.
A scheme.
A scheme. And they go back to the headquarters and all these people that were in that place, now you see them in that headquarters in his office. And you're like, oh, they're a group that does things. they're a group that does schemes. That's what this show is. He does think it's like, so I'm thinking now I know what the show, this is kind of like an Ocean's 11 thing, and he's the Ocean's 11 crew, and then something happens and he goes to another group. He goes to another thing, and it's like,
You're giving away too much.
I know, I'm giving away so much. It's like, oh no, that's not, he's a different scheme because this other thing happened with this other guy. Right? And then he comes back and something happens to the guy. That's the guy that we were having the debate about. Something happens to that guy. And then, hold on, here's where the episode ends. Here's where it ends. He comes back. He starts going down into this other room, then you see this other guy, and that's when me and Bess are like, what the f-?
Hey, what happened?
It was amazing. Best hour of television I've seen since Breaking Bad, bar none.
Rabbit Hole.
It was so good. So good. And you'll know exactly, you're going to laugh your way through the episode when you watch it, because you're going to know what I'm saying is going to make sense.
Okay.
This portion of Irritable Dad Syndrome is brought to you by Meemaw's Country Kitchen Cheese Titties, the crispy, cheesy treats you'll crave. Hi, I'm Dave Lay, and I love titties, especially Meemaw's Country Kitchen Cheese Titties. Baked with a rich, sweet, and cheesy flavor, you'll taste the difference when you bite into these titties. These snacks are so good, if you put one titty in your mouth, I'll guarantee you'll want more. Meemaw's Country Kitchen Cheese Titties. Ask for them by name. Now, back to you, Mike and Devin.
I mentioned this at the beginning of the show. My family and I watched a classic Keanu Reeves movie, Speed. Okay, Jacob and Cameron had never seen it, and it had been probably 20 or years or more since I have seen it.
I saw it in college.
I saw it on my, I think it was released on 94. I saw it on my 24th birthday. Okay, went to the theater. Okay. So much fun.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Yeah, stupid.
It makes no sense.
No, it's just...
Drive this bus and don't go under 55 miles an hour.
Well, now that part was like the only thing that made sense.
Really?
Yeah. But I mean, there are you know how I get, like, okay, that is totally impossible. Remember when Roger Moore was fighting the guy on top of the airplane in the air, and they're punching each other and he doesn't fall off the plane? Well, so Keanu Reeves is, okay, jumping on the bus made sense, and when they got somebody off the bus, that made sense. But when he was in the little cart that was under the button, under the bus, not under the butt, under the bus, and he's trying to disassemble the bomb.
Oh, that totally. I was all in.
You can't fit under there.
Yeah, you can.
The wheels of the bus aren't high enough for you to do that.
Yeah.
Plus, the bus is going 60 miles an hour, and you're on a cart with wheels the size of Hot Wheels cars.
I don't see a problem with that.
And it does it side to side or wiggle or nothing.
So a little known fact about the scene and the movie in general is that Keanu Reeves had a work permit. Yeah. Because at the time he was under 13 and they allowed him to work in the movie. Yeah. So we've come a long way. They used to just throw kids in movies and make them work and not pay them or anything. Right. So they gave him some baseball cards and a pat in the head.
Good
sent
luck.
him on his way.
Anyway, I think it's on the Netflix now.
We have the DVD.
Yeah. But if you haven't seen Speed, and this is the movie that my mom for years said it was her favorite movie, and she would call me up at work and she said, "Honey, my favorite movie's on HBO today and I'm going to watch it." I'm like, "What's that?" And she said, "Bus." I'm like, "Mom, it's not Bus, it's called Speed."
Now, I never saw the sequel because they switched actors.
Oh, it was horrible. Robert Patrick, I think, was...
Really?
No.
It was a guy that that's not around anymore.
Is Speed 2 Cruise Control.
Jeez.
Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah.
Jason Patrick.
Not
Robert Patrick.
Yeah.
Robert Patrick played Eddie Munster. On the Munsters.
Really?
Yeah. I'm sure they get confused all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
So
not a good movie.
That was in the boat. Yeah.
They in a cruise ship. Yeah.
Oh, it was a cruise ship. It wasn't a boat?
A cruise ship is a boat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay. I was thinking it was like a speedboat.
That's all. No, that would make too much sense.
That sounds like it sucks.
It did.
You know, another movie that took place on a boat, it's been called Die Hard on a Boat.
Titanic.
Not that one. The Steven Seagal, also known as Steven Seagal. Overboard.
No, but dude, Overboard.
Yeah, Under
the original,
Siege. Yeah.
Under Siege, but the original Overboard.
It's one of the
Kurt
classic.
Russell and Goldie Hawn.
That's one of my favorite movies.
Hysterical.
Oh my gosh,
start to finish. Yeah,
but yeah, Under Siege. I remember watching that. That was when.
That's where my favorite line of his was, "I'm just a cook." Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever.
That's when my illusion of
Grandeur.
Steven Seagal started to shatter a little bit. Because
that's when.
No, I mean, I was a kid and I was an idiot kid. I went to see, I didn't get to see Above the Law in theaters. We have that. I still think Above the Law is a really good movie. If you cut out the scenes where he's running, it's a great movie. Hard to Kill. When I was a kid, I thought that was amazing. I can't watch more than 5 minutes of it now without starting to giggle a little bit.
Yeah.
Marked for Death, same thing.
Oh, they're all
Out for Justice as the bad guy has William Forsythe. The movie that ruined him for me as far as ever seeing him as a serious bad guy was Raising Arizona.
Oh.
Y'all get them cereal flakes, Miss Madonna? That I can't. You never leave a man behind. Oh, damn it, girl. You know,
yeah.
That wasn't the Cookie Monster. That was John Goodman.
John Goodman.
Cookie. They should remake Raising Arizona with the Muppets. Anyway, the point is that Speed's a pretty good movie. I remember seeing it in the theater.
I forgot that. What's his
Sandra J. Bullock?
No, Jeff Daniels.
Yeah.
I totally forgot Jeff Daniels was in it.
Yeah, that's back in the weird part of his career where nobody knew is he going to be a funny guy? Is he going to be an action guy? Is he going to be a drama guy?
I still don't think he knows.
He doesn't.
Yeah,
because you'll say like, oh, he's in Dumb and Dumber, and then all of a sudden that one scene that everybody's been passing around for the past few years, he was in some drama where he stands up, and he's like, I don't care if America sucks.
This is why America is not the greatest.
Yeah, this
country
is why
in the
America's
world.
not the greatest country.
Yeah,
you say, okay, now he's that guy, and then you look at Speed, and he's like, I don't know what he's doing. He's getting shot.
Clip the red wire.
Yeah. They need to, somebody on the internets needs to edit in Jim Carrey on a few of those scenes where he's clipped the red wire.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be hilarious.
That would be awesome. Oh, well, listen.
The answer to the question, what happened to that show, is this.
Yeah. We're going to go.
Yeah. We'll be back, though.
Yeah, we'll be back, for another episode of Irritable Dad Syndrome. So check us out. Take care.
Jesus.
If you would like to financially support this podcast, go to irritabledadsyndrome.com and click on Patreon. You'll be the coolest person in your neighborhood. Thanks, and we'll see you next week.
Hey, I'm Mike.
I'm Darin.
This is episode 143 of Irritable Dad Syndrome, Cincinnati's comedy podcast. You've come to the right place for yucks.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's where they all turn it off. Yeah.
Hey, I'm Mike.
I'm Darin.
And this is Your Life. Hey, I'm Mike.
I'm Darin.
You're listening. Okay. Hey, I'm Mike.
I'm Darin.
You're listening to Irritable Dad Syndrome. This is our episode. Oh, God. Hey, I'm Mike.
I'm Darin.
You're listening to Irritable. This is Irritable Dad Syndrome.
I don't know if I'm ready for this one or not.
I didn't spoil anything.
You didn't say anything either. 12 minutes of
such a good show.
I don't know how to even follow that.
Hey guys, you left the music on again.
Recording stopped.